Yes, people, and welcome back to another Ghostoul Podcast live. Yes, you have Mickey, just Mickey this week, but we do have a guest next week that I'm going to tell you about in a minute. So I'm just uploading, sharing everything, because I've got to get it out there. It's got to go out, people. It's got to go out. Yes, so hopefully we'll have a great show, great little chat. Let me know who you are, who's here with me in the comments. That would be awesome. So I'm just sharing it. I've got to share it to Blue Sky. I've just recently signed up to Blue Sky. It is the really nice, friendly Twitter. I like it. I like it a lot. So, yes. So today's topic, people, is: should somebody buy the Conjuring house? That's what I want to know. Like East Drive, and like the Conjuring house was originally purchased when Corey and Jennifer actually had control of the house before they sold it to Jacqueline. That's what we're going to discuss today. So I've just shared this to lots of people. Now, the Conjuring house is a very touchy subject because a lot of people are not really happy about the Conjuring house and are sick to death of the Conjuring house. Falco is in the building. Welcome along, sir. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. So yeah, as I was saying, the Conjuring house, people are sick to death of the Conjuring house. All the fakery from the YouTubers, mainly American YouTubers, but we're not discriminating. You know, whoever goes there, you know, is it really haunted? Who knows? There's lots of stories. They've had the Conjuring films, and the films are exactly what draws you to the house. Because without the films, you know, there would only be like the stories about the Conjuring house. But the films actually allowed you all to see it. And it drew me in. I've got to admit it. It drew me in. And, you know, lots and lots of other people. So, yes, who else is here? We've got two people here at the moment. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Obviously, go and subscribe to the Ghostoul Podcast channel on YouTube. That would be so good. Very, very much appreciated. And go and share it. Go watch some of the brilliant guests we've had on so far. We actually have Neil next week from Haunted Antiques Paranormal Research Centre. So he is my live guest next Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. exactly here now where we are. So if you haven't been to the Haunted Antiques Paranormal Research Centre, it is in Hinckley in Leicestershire in England. It is a haunted museum, and they've got some amazing artifacts in there. I have spent many nights in there, and very interesting results. Bangs, amazing responses on Spirit Box. So that is, you know, if you haven't been there, pop along. Portal to the Paranormal, welcome along. Hope you are all good. Who is this? Is this Sarah? Is this Nando? It's one of you, I'm sure. But thank you and welcome along. Conjuring house, would you go there? I subbed after Unusual Things was on. Yes, Paul last week. Paul is an amazing man. I still haven't investigated with him yet. I am trying to get him to give me a date so I can head down to Portsmouth where he lives, and we can go check out some amazing places down his way. So that's my plan. I've known Paul for many years, but as of yet, I haven't managed to actually meet him. So that is on my agenda, and that is heading for the future, and the videos will be up on my ghost hunting channel, which is Mickey York. So if you head over to that, that'd be lovely. There's lots and lots of paranormal investigation videos there. Throughout the years that I've been doing this, stuff from TV work, private investigations, public investigations, just random local ones that they just grab you, spare of a minute. You just head there. So testing out new equipment, it is all good. So yeah, so thank you so much, Falco, for subscribing. Really appreciate it. And stay tuned for more from Paul if you like unusual things. His channel is very good, very clever, very niche market. His grave connoisseur channel, it's very good. He's onto a winner there, obviously, because it skyrocketed in with the first year of being on YouTube. So yes, very good. So come on, who else is in the building? We have 3 people now. Let me know, have you ever been to the Conjuring house? Would you ever go to the Conjuring house? That's what I want to know. And should we buy it? I'd love to join up with some other people. And after all the drama with Jacqueline at the moment, with the local authorities cancelling her license to trade as a business at the Conjuring house, that did not go down well. But I think she needs some help, and hopefully she'll be able to get that in the future, because there's many stories about what she's going to do to the house now that she can't actually trade on it, which would be I can't even say it. I'm not even going to say it. It's going to be so bad. But hopefully somebody buys her out quickly. But there are a few people actually in the limelight. Matt Rife from America is a comedian. He also dabbles in the paranormal from time to time. And I think Elton from the Overnight channel, he does ghost hunting as well. And them two wanted to buy it from Jacqueline. I think 1.3 million. But I'm not sure how far they're getting with that. I think if she sold it, even though the state of it at the moment is quite bad, and it has no license to trade as a business, or to do tours, or ghost hunting, or investigations, I reckon she'd want $2 million, to be fair. I think she would go down that route. But who knows? It is a tricky one. But I would love to be part of that. SK, how are you, sir? Hope you're well. Hope all family is good now, and things are looking up. Oh, okay. The Conjuring house. You know the Conjuring films, the horror films. Well, there was the story was based on a real haunting of the Perrin family from Harrisville farmhouse in Rhode Island, in America, I believe. Well, anyway, there was a family and they were terrorized by a demon, and lots of bad things happened to the family, the children, the mother, and Ed and Lorraine Warren were involved. So if you know who they are, they were like the original paranormal investigators of the 60s, 70s, I believe. They were renowned for traveling all over America and even in the UK to investigate stories of paranormal investigations, paranormal claims, and haunted objects. Yes, so they have a museum, which John Zaffis. There used to be a TV show. I can't remember what it was called now, where John Zaffis used to take you round and show you the haunted objects that they had collected. Ed and Lorraine had collected over the years, and like from cases and troubled souls that had supposedly haunted things, cursed items, and they were taken back to their museum. Now, this is depicted in the Conjuring film itself. And so they would bless this room, part of their house, I think once a month they'd have a vicar come in or a priest, and they would bless it to keep the evil contained in that room. Anyway, so yeah, and then obviously Ed and Lorraine are no longer with us, and their son-in-law Tony Spiro, I think, he now runs the museum from the property. That's where the original Annabelle doll is, the Raggedy Ann doll. So yeah, that's a little catch up on what the Conjuring house is. And the real life Conjuring house, the Harrisville farmhouse, was available to investigate from, I think, 2020 up until the end of 23, I believe. 22, 23. And I actually, during COVID in 2021, I had booked the Conjuring house to go and investigate. And I was so psyched up for that trip. It was all booked. We had 15 hours there. And it was only like £80. It's about $130 each. And there was 2 of us going. Mark from West London Paranormal, who sometimes comes on here, sometimes he doesn't. Yes, we had that plan, but COVID hit. I got COVID the week before we were due to fly to America. And now those were the days when you had to do the LFD tests at the airport, and you had to show them that I don't have COVID. But my contamination days would overrun when it was safe to fly, and I was unfortunately not able to go. So very, very, very sad about that. Very gutting, because now, or if the Conjuring house was still open at the moment, Jacqueline was charging like over £1,000 a night, and extra if you were filming for YouTube, etc. And for us to get it for £80 each, compared to like £1,500, that's a massive difference. So my plan, not that it's ever going to happen, but who knows, someone might be watching who's got a lot of money, put a consortium together, chip in and purchase the Conjuring house from Jacqueline, kick her out, get the license back to trade, and do it up, have it run properly with tour guides, people that know the history of the place, the location, people that would treat it with respect, and get people going there again. It's a bit like East Drive, the Pontefract house in England. That house is sold out every single day of the year. I've been there a few times. It's very, very much hit and miss. Now, people watching this, I'm sure a lot of people have been to East Drive. It's just a normal 1970s house. That's the decor inside, and that's just how it's been left. The stories are amazing of East Drive. The activity, the poltergeist activity. They said it was the most violent poltergeist in Europe. I've never seen it. I've never experienced it. I mean, I've only been 4 or 5 times now. But you're not there for like 20 minutes. You're there for a minimum of 12 hours normally. But it's normally about 15. You get there like 6 in the evening, and you leave the next morning at like 10 a.m. So you get a good run at it, a good time inside the location to investigate, to sleep, to chill out, to relax, see what happens. So, but yeah, I would like to actually spend the time there on my own, but probably not. It's too expensive for one person. what's that place in Nottingham you did the investigation at? I did go there after your video. Thought it was great looking at things there from all over the world. Is that the Haunted Museum? Is that Steve Wesson's museum? They had lots of items from all over the world. Skulls, haunted dolls, items from films, from TV shows. A lot of them were supposedly haunted. Yes. Yeah, that place. There's been 3 haunted museums in Nottingham. Steve's on his 3rd one now. The first one was like in an old majestic theatre, like cinema room. It's very, very amazing. Amazing scenes inside. Great auditorium, massive screen. Lovely. Absolutely beautiful building. Then they moved to another location, which was, I think, near the train station in Nottingham. And that's the last time I've been to. I've been to the first 2. I think you probably saw me doing that one, SK, so possibly. Was that with Daz? Surely Jamaica Inn would be better value. Jamaica Inn's beautiful, absolutely amazing place. Like I've said recently on this podcast, if you could create a haunted place, a haunted building, Jamaica Inn is virtually perfect. It's the location, the spooky moors of Cornwall, the history, the mystery, the spookiness of Cornwall. Yeah, as it does. And you've got there how old Jamaica Inn is, what it looks like, the smuggler history, the stories, the old ghost stories, the cobbled pavement outside, and sometimes when you stay there at night time you will hear the horse cart wheels going over the cobbled stones that are no longer there. It's just such an old place, Falco. Yes, I agree with you. Jamaica Inn definitely be better value. I mean, I don't know how much it costs to hire it, but it is. If anyone ever gets a chance to go to the Jamaica Inn, go and find Karen and Jem on social media. They run Jamaica Inn Paranormal. Go check them out. They are so welcoming, very helpful, very knowledgeable, and yeah. So, Daz Black SK, yes, that building was pretty cool. I mean, I've only been to that one once. It's like downstairs, underneath like a cafe. It's got some great stuff in. And the third one, they've moved since then again. I don't know where it is though. I've not been there. I've not been to Steve's 3rd museum. But shall I give you a little exclusive here? The next video that's coming out on Mickey York YouTube channel, which is my ghost hunting channel, Mickey York. The next video is a ghost hunt from the abandoned haunted museum. Shh. I am currently halfway through editing that at the moment. That should be out before Christmas, probably mid-December, I would say. Very, very freaky night, creepy. All the old rooms are still there. Unfortunately, obviously, the items that were haunted, they are no longer there. They went with Steve, obviously. But just looking around it and walking around, it was such a surreal moment, because I've like been there a few times, and when it was obviously full, and I loved the place. It's such a great place to go and investigate, go to visit, even in the daytime, have a little tour, and to see it empty, but all the rooms still there, and the wall coverings, and it was so surreal walking around it and being inside it and thinking, I remember what was in that room, and I know what that room was used for. it's so yeah, exclusive there on this live tonight. I'm going to call it the Majestic Theatre, I think. I don't want to make it too public that I've been there. I don't know the ins and outs of who owns it now. So, but, I had the opportunity to go there, and I did. And I joined my good friends from Hauntex TV, Ali and Sadie. So, yes, video coming soon. When these opportunities arise, you've got to take them. You just have to go and take them. But yeah, The Conjuring. Let's get back to The Conjuring. If I had money, would I buy it? Depending on the price. Obviously, we're looking at maybe 2 million. Would you make that money back? Would it be a worthy investment to purchase the Conjuring house? I think it would be. If you treated it with respect, and like I said earlier, you have the great staff, people that know the history, and that don't make it, a joke place like it has become. Get it back to how Corey and Jennifer had it. It was awesome back then. And yeah, the stories, you've got land as well on there. You've got forests out the back. You've got a bridge, I believe, that leads to a pond or something. So there's lots of land. There's different outbuildings there. You wouldn't have to overcharge to make your money back, because it would be like East Drive in England. It would just be constantly booked out because everybody's seen the films and everybody continuously sees the films at Halloween throughout the year. There's a new Conjuring film coming out soon, I believe, number 4. So the Conjuring is never going away. The house is always going to be there now. Let's hope that it can be purchased and brought back to its former glory. But yeah, what do you reckon, guys, who are watching? What would you buy it? If you had money, would you buy a haunted location? It doesn't have to be the Conjuring house. It could be any location, maybe near you, where you live, that you think, oh, I bet that's haunted. Would you buy it if you had the opportunity? That's what I want to know. Obviously, I haven't got the money to buy a Conjuring house. I live with my mum and dad. I mean, come on, what's that about? I have not got the money to go buy a massive, world-famous property. But you never know. Someday I might. But would you do that? Would you spend some of your hard-earned cash on a property? It's quite a no-brainer, really. Yes, if I had it. Yes, so SK would buy a property. Because, like East Drive, I've never really experienced much there. But it's world famous. And all you need is those stories in the press, social media, to drive people there, to go there. If activity happens, whatever sort of activity, people are going to make videos, people are going to do TikToks, they're going to do stories on blogs and vlogs, and it's going to get out there, the local papers, and then more people will want to go. And I would love to do that. There was a house across the road from me, the old tenant that was, or the person that lived there when I was little, when I lived in this street, and they have only recently passed. And apparently it is very, very, very old, very dated looking. Cheers, Falco. See you next week. Come and see Neil if you don't know what the Haunted Antiques Centre is in Hinckley. Such a great place. Loads of haunted items. Come and join us next week and get you in the chat and ask Neil a question about his objects. Brilliant. Cheers, Falco. Cheers, mate. But yeah, as I was saying, the house across the road, still very, very dated decor inside. And I was thinking, could could you make that? Could you buy that quite cheap? Because it was very old looking, very, very old. And I was thinking, could you buy that and then do it up in a certain way that people would want to investigate there? Obviously, I would go there. I would invite friends that I knew to go there, teams that I knew to go there, and slowly start building up, you know, because it's just in a normal street, like my car's parked outside, you know. I was thinking that, but someone bought it, and I don't have the money anyway. But it was an idea, and it could have been less than 100 grand, I think, for this house, 3-bedroom house. So, but yeah. So we've only got one person in the chat tonight at the moment. Normally we have loads in. I did wonder if this topic was not very good. Because like I said earlier, people are fed up with the Conjuring house. They're just sick to death of listening about it because it's fake and all that. Well, people assume it's fake anyway. And yeah, I did wonder about this topic tonight. But let's see, let's do some more sharing. Sounds really sad, doesn't it? I do apologise. We normally have great views on these lives. But hey ho. It is what it is. People on catch up, hello and welcome. Hope you're enjoying this. Let me know in the comments of the video what your thoughts are on the Conjuring house. Would you buy a haunted building? Something that you could use. Would you buy it and investigate there? Would you buy it to rent out to teams? Would you do private teams only? Public events? You know, would you live in it? Would you create such a weird place inside with weird objects, you know, creepy things in the house, and actually live there yourself? See, you could have 24-hour CCTV. You could stream them live. You know, you could have haunted objects everywhere throughout the house. And if you had CCTV up, you could, like I said, you could live stream it. And then people could watch on YouTube. That's brilliant. And they'd be like, obviously that would get the story out there as well. That'd be more for people to investigate, to watch, to want to go there, especially if things were happening. You know, imagine just chilling at home. Oh, let's see what the house is doing. Have a look at it. Oh my God, that object just moved. That chair just moved. There's no one in the house. You know, that is what you want. That's what you want to watch. And people have been saying to the owner of 30 East Drive to do that for many years, but he refuses. Bill, apparently, Bill Bungai, I think his name is. Do apologise if that's wrong, but he refuses. I've heard to do that. I don't know why. You could turn them off when teams are investigating, when the public have paid to go inside. But you know, I don't know. So come on, people, give me some more questions. Who is left in the building? Who is still here with me? Oh, where's my usual people? I've normally got loads of regulars that come on. About 10 of you normally that are regulars in the chat. Not tonight. What's happening on TV tonight? I'm a Celebrity is not even on yet. Like, we've got another hour yet till that's on. Everyone's busy though. But yeah, I just thought I'd come on in here and try and have a chat with you guys. So yeah, Conjuring house, haunted locations. Definitely love to buy them. I would say my ambition for later in life would to own like a museum of haunted things that I've collected over the years. That interests me. Also, in a weird way, I want a paranormal bookshop. I want to own a paranormal bookshop. So all the people that I know that have books out, I can sell them. All the famous haunted books, or not haunted books, you know, like ghost stories, the paranormal books from all over the world, sell them in my shop. That is that is one of my ambitions, to do that. And I know a lot of my friends have books out, and I've been purchasing them. And yeah, it's good to support your friends and the locals. So yeah, always look out for the little guy rather than the big chain people. So, but yeah. Sorry, I'm just recovering from man flu. It's hit me hard the last couple of weeks. But yeah, we've hit 30 minutes. No one seems to want to play tonight. I am very disappointed. Oh, we've got 2 people now. Hey! Well, we have another question from SK. What's the best place in Northampton I've investigated? St Crispin's, mate. St Crispin's, hands down. That's my favourite ever location. St Crispin's Mental Asylum. Just past Dustin on the way to junction 16 of the M1. It's very, very difficult to get into now because they're building lots of houses on their land. But yeah. Also, other ones, Delapre Abbey at night time. Delapre Abbey grounds. There's a barrier by the main road that shuts, I think, at 7 o'clock. But you can just park there and walk down because it's public right of way. And if you walk around the gardens and the grounds and the woods of Delapre Abbey, wow, what a place. What a location that is at night time. I actually saw, this is going to sound really stupid. You know, if you draw a stick figure on paper, yeah, like and arms and a little head, I thought I saw one of them walking round. It was about 3 foot high. I know that sounds really, really stupid. Really stupid. But I did. In the grounds, the woods of Delapre Abbey. Yeah, Crispin's, awesome place. Where else have I been to in Northampton? The Sessions Courthouse in the centre of Northampton Town Centre. I've been there a few times, investigated the courts. There's 2 old courts up there, and you get to investigate the cells underground as well. So that's a good place. I enjoyed going there. Where else? We had the Town and County Club, which is also on George Row in Northampton Town Centre. They have underground cellars. Wow, they're active. Very active. The Old Black Lion pub, which is next to the new bus station, across the road from the new bus station. Or was it train station? New train station, that's it. I investigated there. I used to go there so many times, like 2 or 3 times a week I was down there. I take my family there to have food. I believe it's open again. It's been open and closed and opened again a few times over the years, since like 2012, something like that, when I started going there. Very good place. The cellars underground. Wow. It's got a blocked off tunnel at one end of the cellar, and that goes, supposedly it would go to the train station or the church next door. So the train station one way, and the opposite way you have the St Peter's Church. So excuse me. So yeah, there was reports that the tunnels went both ways, and obviously, unfortunately, they did used to block a lot of them up. I mean, under the town centre, under the ground, there is like cells and cellars from underneath each shop on the market square. I know that. If you go down in their cellar, there'll be a blocked off tunnel that would lead to All Saints Church. But yeah, there's also more tunnels, apparently, from All Saints Church all the way through to Delapre Abbey. But yeah, that sort of place, crazy. But they're not easy to get into. You know, if you know somebody that works in the shops on the market square, you might be lucky enough to get to go down there. They used to do tours under the town centre, but I don't think they do them anymore. This was like 7-8 years ago. We used to do them quite a lot. Where else? The Guildhall in Northampton Town, supposed to be good. Never done it. The council wanted too much, so we didn't pay that. The Hind Hotel in Wellingborough. That place was good. Did that a few times. I actually rented out one of the honeymoon suite to investigate, because apparently it was haunted. It wasn't really haunted that much, to be fair. We've investigated the function rooms upstairs, the Cromwell suite, which is like a very old wood panelled function room with big tables and chairs, and apparently there's priest holes in there. That wasn't very active at all. The most active part of the Hind Hotel is the restaurant, because there's a story that many years ago in that building there was a girl that lived there, and she fell down the stairs because somebody turned her night light off on the stairs, and she couldn't see, and she fell down and died. Now in the restaurant they have like a memorial to her, and there's a lamp in there that they never turn off. Well, I turned it off when I was investigating in there, and I suddenly felt very sick, very hot. I had to leave that room, turn the light on, and left the room. I did not feel good. Now, was that coincidence? Who knows? But yeah, that restaurant was very active. We saw shadow figures walking into the kitchen, because they have like them swing doors, so they push one way and you can push them the other way when you're carrying food and that out. So yeah, that's that restaurant in there, very good. Where else is there? Corby, Kettering. I've not really done any in that location, to be fair. Yeah. Yeah, wow, definitely wow. The inside of Delapre Abbey as well. When back in the day we used to host public events there, and we did a ghost hunt for the council. David McIntosh, back in the day, the old council leader, and he had all his cronies with him, and yeah, we had all the upstairs rooms, and very good. There's one room upstairs that was very negative and affected a lot of people that are normally very nice people, very kind people, and they got really badly affected and wanted to hit people, so we had to take them out. Public event, public don't like being punched, so yeah, that location, very dark in there. I actually believe I took an attachment home for 3 months from that very night. So yeah, lots of bad things happened to me over the next 3 months after that. So, but was it from there? Who knows? But I think it was, because of what happened to us when we were there and the bad things that followed. But yeah. Looks like SK is the only one left. The only one standing. Local posse, there we go. Kettering homie. So yeah, it's I'd like to investigate more in Kettering. I don't really know many places in Kettering, to be fair. I mean, I suppose the graveyards are alright. Corby, I don't know. You don't really hear many of Corby, definitely. But the Castle Theatre in Wellingborough, I nearly investigated there. I went there for a meeting with the like the top people there, but we just never went back to actually give them a date to go there, so we could have gone there. Also, there was a hotel in Moulton. I can't remember what it's called now. It's a small hotel right in the centre of the village of Moulton in Northampton, and we had the possibility to investigate there. Again, don't know why we didn't go there. I really don't know why we didn't go back. But yeah. A few missed opportunities over the years. So, but yeah, it's I might end this live stream in 5 minutes, I think. Big up SK for being with me all the way. As I say, I knew this would go one or two ways, this subject matter tonight. The Conjuring house. I should have said East Drive, because I've had loads of people watching. But hey, it's all good. People will watch on catch up. And for the 3 of you that have been on tonight, big respect. Do some of these places change you for investigating, Mickey? I think that Delapre Abbey night did change me. Like I said, I thought an attachment came home with me. Very negative I was. I didn't like my family, didn't like my job, didn't care about anything. Very bad luck. I chopped my thumb off. It's sort of 80% healed. I chopped the tendon off inside, and big scar there. Yeah, that to reattach my tendon, that was one of the things. I hated being at home. I was happy when I wasn't home. Didn't want to go to work. I didn't want to be around my friends. Didn't want to be around my loved ones. And yeah, it was a very dark time. It was from like December to February. I can't remember the year. 2015 maybe. That rings a bell. But yeah, they do. Some places do affect you. Obviously, it depends what you pick up. I mean, I pick up on feelings sometimes. That's about it. Apart from equipment and obviously the things you hear and see. So, I remember at Crispin's one time, I was bawling my eyes out. I had no idea why I was crying, but I was. I just stood there crying under the clock tower. But that's crazy. Very strange night that was. Very strange. But yeah, but that can happen. Happens to many people. You get feelings from, is it spirits that are trying to speak to you, trying to let you know how they felt when they were passing over, when they were in the location that you're in. So it can happen. I know a few people that have been affected over the years, and it's not nice, especially if you don't understand it. If you don't understand, I mean, I knew what it was in my own head. It's someone telling me this is what I went through, so that's fine. Quite often I feel sick. I have to leave the building. I have to leave the room because of how it's affected me. But that won't stay with me afterwards. You know, it doesn't bother me. It's just like, oh, okay, you'll let me know how you feel. Cool. But some people don't like it. They end up having to go home. But that just comes with experience, I suppose. Not necessarily how much knowledge you have. You could have people that are very knowledgeable on the subject, but if they don't experience it a lot and don't do anything, you know, they're not getting out in the field, they're not going to experience stuff. They're not going to get to know what it's like and understand what the feelings are. But yeah. So yeah, great question that. So, any more questions, SK, before I go? Come on. This is the SK show tonight. Big respect. Oof. So, yeah. But yeah, go follow the Ghostoul Podcast on Instagram. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel. Lots of great guests. These weeks are only filler weeks when I do lives, and I have a particular subject matter, so these aren't every week. Yeah, you're right. Oh, what about the feelings and understanding? Yeah, it's like we're only scared of things when we don't understand what they are. Like, I used to be scared of the dark, and then after about 4 or 5 months of investigating, back in 2009, I believe, I was thinking, I was at Clophill, the very evil satanic church at Clophill. I was thinking, I can't be scared of the dark no more. I have to change or stop doing this. And I didn't want to stop doing it, because we're at Clophill. If you've not been there, there's an old church at the top, and then you go down a hill and you go into like a bottom graveyard, like part of the new graveyard. And I was down the bottom with my team at the time, and they said, Mickey, why don't you go up there and do a lone vigil? And I'm like, on my own? You're joking, right? So, hell no. And then I'm thinking, I can't pussy out. I mean, this is make or break now. I'm either going to do it or I'm going home. I did it, took the camera, did a lone vigil, and from that day on, I've not really been scared of the dark. So, but, you know, there are things that do go through your mind when I'm walking around in the dark, whether I have a camera or not. You listen out. Your senses are heightened because obviously you can't see a lot. So your hearing improves. Your feelings on your skin, you know, you open yourself up for other emotions that could possibly go to you and enter your body, as it were. So any little noise, any sound, your brain starts to create what it is. It has no idea what it is, but it's going to go for the scariest thing it can think of. So, and that's why you're scared of the dark, because you can't really see much and you can't understand what could possibly be there. So your brain starts filling in the gaps. It's not a good place. So yeah, it's being scared of the dark is not the best. But yeah, that was one of my struggles when I first started ghost hunting. It was difficult at first, and I've never been the person that runs up the stairs after watching the horror films, and the last one to go up the stairs has to turn the light off. Never been that person, but yeah, it's true about trying to create your fear in your head. But yeah. But anyway, thank you, SK, and everybody else that's watching on catch up or the live at the beginning. Thank you so much. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the subject matter. Would you buy the Conjuring house? Would you go and visit and investigate the Conjuring house? Would you buy a local haunted building for you to either live in or investigate, sell, rent out to investigators, ghost hunters, etc.? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you, please so much. Feedback's been great. Comments are up, views are up, subscribers are up. It means so much to me. And yes, thank you guys for watching. And make sure you tune in next week, Tuesday the 3rd December. We have Neil from the Haunted Antiques Paranormal Research Centre in Hinckley with all his crazily haunted objects. So yes, Neil's got lots of plans for the next year. The GPN network, which is Ghost Planet Network, his format for like YouTube, Amazon Prime, things like that. Cheers, SK. See you next week, mate. Thank you so much for watching. So yes, guys, I will see you next week for another awesome guest. Make sure you're there. Tuesday, 7:30. I'll see you in a bit. See you later.